Is it just me, or does AEW have a weird obsession with championships? Because every time when I watch that show, everybody has a belt. It's crazy. One guy has a belt, another guy has a belt. Everybody has freaking belts. And as the old saying goes, when everybody has a belt, no one has a belt. What am I talking about? Well, last week, AEW announced a brand new championship. And this new championship is called the AEW National Championship. You have the International Championship, you have the Continental Championship, and now you have the National Championship. What is the difference? I have no freaking idea. But it sparked a lot of controversy on social media, not just amongst the fans, but a couple of wrestlers in a promotion that is completely irrelevant. What's up? I'm yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, and these are my thoughts on AEW's new National Championship. Before we get into all this craziness, please make sure to like and subscribe to the WrestleHavoc channel right here on YouTube, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the freaking referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. Okay, so we have to talk about this new AEW national title. I'm gonna go straight for the trenches and say this. This title is fucking useless. Literally everything about this announcement makes no sense whatsoever. AEW has enough titles as it is, and I'm gonna count the Ring of Honor titles as well because they've been overlapping on AEW TV for a while at this point. But these are all of the championships that they have. You have the AEW World title, you have the TNT title, you have the International title, the Continental title, and those two titles combined makes the Unified title. You have the AEW Tag Team titles, the AEW Trios titles, the Women's World Championship, the TBS Championship, and the Women's Tag Team titles, which, by the way, is sparking a lot of controversy now with one particular tag team. Yes, I'm talking about Tegan Knox. That'll be another video for another time. And then moving on the ROH side, you got the ROH World title, the ROH TV title. The fact that a promotion has a television title without a television deal speaks volumes about the creativity in this company. The ROH Pure title has a lot of potential, but they don't do anything to market it. The ROH six-man tag titles, which is basically trios titles, the ROH Tag Team titles, the ROH Women's title, the ROH Women's TV title. Again, why do you have a TV title with no TV deal? The creativity in this company is baffling to me. And an upcoming ROH Women's Pure Championship, including the national title, that is going to mark 19 championships. That is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I don't care what anybody says. Now, if you look at the press release for this new national championship, it is absolutely hilarious. The press release stated, and I quote, "History will be made in just a couple of weeks at AEW Full Gear presented by DC Comics, when the first ever AEW national champion will be determined in a casino gauntlet match." At first announced by AEW GM and CEO Tony Khan ahead of Wednesday night's Dynamite, the national championship was once a top prize in Georgia Championship Wrestling, one of the top wrestling promotions in the entire country. The title hasn't been seen on TBS since 1986, when it was retired after being unified with the United States Championship. The new AEW national title will forge its own legacy by paying tribute to the past. Tune in live when AEW crowns its first national champion in Full Gear's Casino Gauntlet match. Now, why am I reading this, I might add? Well, AEW has kind of gotten into hot water with a certain wrestling promotion. And no, I'm not talking about World Wrestling Entertainment. I am talking about the NWA. Yes, the National Wrestling Alliance. A promotion that wasn't really a promotion back in the day. It used to be a sanctioning body, but then became a promotion because it kind of died out in popularity in the 90s. Before Billy Corgan bought the promotion, the last time that the NWA had any sort of relevance was when they were partnered with TNA, which in exchange, TNA had access to all of the world titles in their early years. You guys remember the Jeff Jarrett Reign of Terror? Once Billy Corgan bought the company, I don't want to necessarily say the promotion started to get some traction, but they were going quote unquote somewhere. But some notable names in the beginning years of Billy Corgan that has held that title has been guys like Tim Storm, Nick Aldis, and Cody Rhodes. In later years, you had guys like Matt Cardona, EC3 hold the title, but let's be honest with ourselves, the NWA is a promotion that is 100% irrelevant. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a shit about the NWA. The last time the NWA had any sort of notoriety or had anybody talking about the NWA was when they were using cocaine in one of their pay-per-views and the CW did not even put them on the air. Yes, they were actually going to have a TV deal with the CW. I don't know how that was going to happen, but it happened, which is absolutely hilarious. But the NWA's beef was not the fact that AEW named this new title the national title. It was the fact that AEW connected the lineage of the NWA national title to theirs, which understandably they would be upset about. But AEW is not the first promotion to do this. You see, WWE has the World Heavyweight title, and when they introduced the World Heavyweight title, not this current incarnation, but the previous incarnation of the World Heavyweight title, it was the big gold belt. And before that, it was called the WCW title, and even before that, it was called the NWA title. Of course, Ric Flair introduced that title in February of 1986. And if you watch old WWE shows from the early 2000s, most notably the old Confidential series, one of the episodes talked about the World Heavyweight title. And they traced back that lineage, even though it was a separate lineage, to the days of the NWA, the days of WCW, even though the NWA title still existed during that period of time. I know that's a little complex, but hey, it is what it is. If you guys haven't watched that video package on the World Heavyweight title on that episode of WWE Confidential, the link will be in the description below. But WWE connected the lineage of the World Heavyweight title to the WCW/NWA title, even though in reality it was its own lineage. And to me, it's its own lineage. It's not the same lineage as the WCW title or the NWA title, even though it's the same exact fucking belt. It's very complex, but AEW is not the only promotion to do something like that. Now, what are my thoughts as a whole when it comes to the national title? I think introducing a new title in AEW is absolutely the stupidest decision you could possibly make. Because as I stated at the top of this video, when everybody has a belt, nobody has a belt. What do I mean by that? Well, the more titles you have, the less important all of those titles are going to be. You have 18 champions, well technically 16 considering Okada has the international and continental, but you have all of these champions and it seems like the entire roster has a championship. Not to mention, you love bringing in champions from outside promotions and it creates the sense that they also have titles as well, because they do. Look at Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné has 12 fucking championships right now. Most notably the TBS title, the CMLL Women's World title, the interim, yes, the interim ROH Women's TV title, which again, why the hell does Ring of Honor have TV titles when they don't even have a TV deal? Makes no freaking sense. But the entire premise of this new national championship is for this title to be defended all around the world. I'm gonna ask you a question. Wasn't that the same premise of what the international, then the All Atlantic title was supposed to be? Because when AEW unveiled the All Atlantic title back in 2022, the premise of that title was for that title to be defended all around the world, including indie promotions. And they did that for a short while until they died away from it because the international title eventually became AEW's main mid-card championship. It outthroned the TNT title. Of course, we got Orange Cassidy's amazing super long title run because of that. Look at the Continental title. The fact that AEW introduced the Continental title made no sense whatsoever either. Because again, the more you introduce titles, the more it's going to devalue them. What AEW should have done with the Continental Classic was whoever won the Continental Classic would go on to the next pay-per-view, that being, let's say, Revolution, and be given a title shot. And then you can build on a long-term story up until that pay-per-view. But no, AEW took the easy route and went with the Continental title. So then you had an international title and a Continental title. And then when they were going to unify both titles, you had Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada. Instead of calling that title the Intercontinental title, they just called it the Unified title. But in reality, they weren't really unifying both titles, because normally if you unify a title, both of those titles become one. The Unified title is just a title in name, in a sense that the international title and the Continental title are still separate titles. Which again, this whole thing is so convoluted, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Think about this. You have an international title, Continental title, and now a national title. What's next? You're going to introduce a women's national title? Because you know that's coming. Like, I thought the idea of AEW introducing women's tag titles was stupid because WWE can't do it right. What makes you think AEW could do it right? And the fact that they got in hot water with the NWA is hilarious. But again, who the fuck watches the NWA? 5 people? It's not a knock. I'm just telling the truth. There's a difference between being a hater and telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. I'm sorry. Nobody cares about the NWA, with all due respect. But yeah, I think the idea of AEW introducing a new national title makes no sense. I think it's a dumb decision, and I think it's going to devalue all the other titles that they have. Not to mention, it defeats the purpose of Okada being the unified champion, because it was supposed to be a big deal with Kazuchika Okada beating Kenny Omega and holding both the international and continental titles, but now it just feels like he's holding one other belt. You see where I'm going? It feels like he's just holding a piece of hardware and it really has no meaning behind it. Again, the more titles you have in your promotion, the more it's going to devalue the other champions you have at your arsenal. And that's the problem with AEW right now. Hell, I'll go on a limb and say this, even though this is an AEW video, WWE has the exact same fucking problem. I genuinely believe that the women's tag titles in WWE are absolutely useless. I believe that the women's US title is absolutely useless. Both promotions have this problem, but I feel like AEW is a little bit weird because they are not a promotion that operates under a brand split. And no, I'm not counting ROH. AEW does not have its champions exclusive to one show because you constantly see ROH champions on AEW TV all the time. Unlike in WWE where the Intercontinental title is exclusive on Raw and the US title is exclusive on SmackDown. It's very different the way they operate, but still both promotions have way too many championships in my opinion. And it's gotten to the point where it's just overkill and I absolutely hate it. But yeah, that was my video on AEW's new national title. Comment down below on what are your thoughts on AEW introducing this new title. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you despise it? Let me know in the comments down below. Without any further ado, please like, subscribe, comment down below, push that bell for notifications and be on the lookout for more videos right here on the WrestleHavoc channel, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the frickin' referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. As always, it is yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, signing out. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.